Good evening. My name is Orielle, and I dream that one day we will carry chocolate bars into battle instead of cartridges. Now, when I first told one of my friends that this would be the title for my TEDx talk and my dream, she laughed at me and said, "Ori, that sounds like a tagline for a Cadbury's advert." Now, unfortunately, tonight I will not be talking to you all about whether I prefer a crunchy to a dairy milk, but I will be talking to you about the power and potential of chocolate. I was inspired by the renowned pacifist line from George Bernard Shaw's play, The Arms and the Man. It goes like this: "What use are cartridges in battle? I always carry chocolate with me instead." Now, the dismissal of a traditional feature of war and replacing it with a sweet treat might seem incredulous to us. But let me explain. Now, I hope I speak for all of us when I say we aren't naive, and we would only be human and rational to question, what on earth was Mr. Bernard Shaw trying to imply? I mean, a Hershey's isn't going to defuse a bomb, and a bar of Tony's Chocolonely is hardly going to stop bullets. But I'm asking you all, for the next 10 or so minutes, to be part of the optimistic hope that each type of battlefield, physical or mental, could be overcome, and consider with me how the combination of sugar, emulsifiers, and cocoa butter could possibly lead to peace. Let me take you all back 4,000 years ago to ancient Mesoamerica, where one of the earliest civilizations, the Olmec tribe, turned the humble cacao bean into chocolate. And from here, it was used as medicine, in rituals, as currency even, and by the end of the century, it was praised the drink of the gods. But we have to ask ourselves, before I can fully unpick my aspirations of peace through chocolate, why chocolate? Why was a bean given such value and importance when the foundations of society were forming? Why wouldn't George Bernard Shaw want to walk into battle holding a ham and cheese sandwich? I mean, the combination of dairy, protein, and carbohydrates is certainly more sustaining and nutritious while shivering on a battlefield. Well, funnily enough, chocolate has featured prominently in past conflicts. In 1755, the French Indian War, Benjamin Franklin ordered 6 pounds of chocolate for every soldier in the Pennsylvania Regent. In the Second Boer War between 1898 and 1902, English and Canadian troops carried chocolate with them. In the Spanish Civil War, soldiers ate chocolate with a sugar-coated shell, the very first M&Ms. On D-Day, British and American troops ate chocolate on the front line. The fanfare website even states how eyewitnesses saw the pleasure they derived from such a simple piece of chocolate. And in Operation Vittles, chocolate was dropped down from the candy bomber to the children of Berlin. Now, I've just listed for you all a plethora of circumstances where chocolate features in warfare. But I believe that each circumstance is flawed. George Bernard Shaw was halfway there. Yes, chocolate is part of the solution. But I believe that the solution itself is sharing the chocolate. Forget the planes and the bombs and the rifles. Our world desperately craves connection. And I believe that chocolate can be a gateway to achieving it. Now, as I said before, the Olmec believed that cacao was a powerful medicinal plant, which can calm what the Buddhists call the monkey mind. The monkey mind is described by the Johns Hopkins medicine journals and Psychology Today as a mind which is restless, which I can assimilate with. I'm sure we all can. My mind is often filled with wild thoughts, swinging in all directions. The monkey mind, this mindset, it can trigger impulsivity. It can cause us to make irrational decisions. At its most extreme, it can be dangerous. The monkey mind would make us make rash decisions on our personal battlefields. Cacao calms the monkey mind by releasing what are known as the bliss molecules, anandamine, dopamine, and serotonin, reconnecting us to feelings of love and oneness and unity, feelings our world can never be short of. And for those of you in the room who are budding or acclaimed scientists, I have the facts. Nutritionist Kathleen Zellman describes how cacao has high levels of theobromine, causing stimulation to our heart muscles and an increased flow of oxygen to our brain and our heart, as well as the release of endorphins. I'm sure I don't need a case study to explain to you all that chocolate can often be categorized as unhealthy and negative and overindulgent. But it is actually really good for us. I just wish I knew this all when I was younger and really craved an extra piece after dinner. Now, chocolate, I understand it might still feel intangible to us, thinking that a piece of chocolate can eradicate conflict. So let me share with you the Haddad family's story. Their organization, Peace by Chocolate, founded in 2017, really put this into action. For 30 years, they have been shipping chocolate to the Middle East and to Europe. But before this, in 2012, the original Haddad chocolate factory was destroyed in a bombing, which gave them no choice but to leave behind everything they had ever known and flee to Lebanon. I read on their website how for 3 years they found themselves as refugees, hopeless, with very little opportunity. And then they were invited to Canada, once again, an entirely new country, their only constant remaining their chocolate recipes. From here, they innovatively restarted their brand and now ship Syrian-inspired chocolates worldwide. The point is that instead of giving up and losing drive, the Haddads found inner peace through chocolate, whilst in a world engulfed with war. And chocolate is also providing sanity on an economical battlefield through fair trade. Now, I feel as if we all see the little symbol and hear the phrase fair trade thrown around, but often don't actually know the meaning. Or at least I know I didn't before researching for my talk. Fair trade is a global organization that strives to ensure that farmers and workers receive fair prices and decent working conditions. By supporting fair trade, we are supporting fair wages. When reading on their international website, I also discovered how fair trade funds communities. The money paid to farm cooperatives helps fund local development projects, from healthcare to schools. For countries such as Nigeria, immersed in civil conflict, this moment of financial peace through their fair trade chocolate can truly be life-changing. And now there are companies and mission-driven entrepreneurships which embody chocolate in their ethos and steps towards peacemaking. There is Daniel Lubetzky, who in 2022 was named the social spin doctor in Forbes for his innovation of the Kind Bar, a nutty and nutritious energy bar drizzled in chocolate for sweetness and appeal, enhancing the message of their non-profit company. They believe that when you feel good inside, you want to get out and do good on the outside, using their bars to inspire acts of kindness, foster communities, and fuel their movement. When asked about his net worth, Lubetzky declined to comment and instead diverted the conversation to talk about the company's mission, Do the Kind movement, and how in 2017 they pledged over $20 million over 3 years trying to connect students around the globe. And I know I joked about Cadbury's at the start of my talk, but James Cadbury, its founder, was quite the philanthropist and global change through chocolate striver himself through his brand, Love Coca, which pays homage to his chocolate heritage while championing ethical practices, aiding the man-made conflict inflicted on the natural world and positively helping our battle against climate change, such as his campaign for planting trees in West Africa. The brand pledges, for every product bought, they will plant a tree. And to date, they have planted 1.6 million trees, demonstrating their initiative and their focus on carbon neutrality and reforestation, underscoring the brand's mission to harmonize chocolate consumption with environmental responsibility. James Cadbury also discusses how he made chocolate to cater to a range and variety of different and diverse tastes, from vegan to organic options, which ties in perfectly with my concept. How can you not love chocolate? And if you don't, this has made the past 10 minutes a little bit awkward. But even if you only love one type of chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate, chocolate drinks, you can still align yourself with a type of chocolate and consider yourself a chocolate lover. Now, I believe that our love for chocolate is how our love for humanity should be. Instead of fixating and disputing over our differences, we should try and seek for our similarities. Our views are certainly not the same. Our politics differ, our approaches to life differ, and our simple styles differ. But I believe that we need to find what we commonly love between us. Maybe it still sounds far-fetched that we will walk into battle, our personal battlefields, physical, mental, holding chocolate, and maybe it is. But I believe that we should find what we all commonly love. Don't focus on what you don't agree on. Offer someone a piece of chocolate. I know I would say yes. Thank you.